Hello and welcome to Rahman Digital Production. In today's lecture, we will learn more techniques with the for loop. In this regard, we are dealing first with the break statement. Now, if we want to break the sequence of for loop without reaching to the end of the loop, we use the break statement, and it is used many times in your programming career. So let's understand the concept of the break in the for loop. Break is used to get out of the loop body if certain condition is true. For that, let us run a program and understand it first. I'm taking that older program which was in the last lecture. Elements is a list in which there are hydrogen, lithium and carbon elements there. When the for loop processing is started, X is having the first element, which is hydrogen element, and it will print the X. So it will print here the hydrogen, and then the condition will be tested if X is equal to lithium, which is false in this case because the value of X is hydrogen. So it will again go for the next iteration, and X will take the value of lithium, and it will print the lithium because we use print before the condition. So it will print the lithium, and then the condition will be tested, and the condition will be true. So it will break the sequence of for loop. Let us understand this with the help of IDE. So here I have written this program, element hydrogen, lithium, exactly the same. So let us run without wasting our time. So it is printing hydrogen and lithium and not the carbon because the sequence has been broken by the break statement, and it is not reached to process the carbon. You can see hydrogen and lithium is used. But what if we are using this if statement before the print statement? Then we will observe that what will happen here. The print statement is used before the if statement, but if we are using the if statement before the print statement, so what will happen? Let us understand this scenario. Element is equal to hydrogen, lithium, carbon, and X will be the first processing element, that is hydrogen, and condition will be tested. It is not lithium, so it will come back and print the value of X, which is hydrogen, and it will not break the sequence. Next time it will go to process the second element, and lithium will be the value of X. In this case, X is equal to lithium, which is true, so it will break the sequence. It will not print the lithium. As in the previous case, lithium was printed and the sequence then has been broken, but in this case lithium is not printed and the sequence has been broken. So be careful while using the if statement in the with the break statement. Let us observe this program as well, and here I am running this program, and let us see the result, that what is it giving. Yes, this time only hydrogen is given to us and no lithium because the condition is true before printing it, so it will not process the lithium. Let's move further and understand more technique. There is continuous statement. Now continuous statement is totally the opposite of break statement. What the break statement is doing, the break statement is going to the end of the loop, while continuous statement will carry you to the beginning of the loop. If we want to escape certain element inside a list, then we will use the continuous statement. Let us observe this with the help of an example. There is element hydrogen, lithium, carbon. X is having the first value as a hydrogen, and if X is equal to lithium, which is not the case, it will print X, it will print hydrogen, and then we'll go and process the next element, that is the lithium. In this case, the condition will be true, and it will not print the lithium, and will go to process the next element. Carbon is there, So if x is equal to lithium, now it is not true, so it will print what? It will print the value of x, that is carbon. In this case only the lithium will be ignored, because we use the condition with x is equal to lithium. If the value of current processing variable is lithium, then continue, don't print it. So that is what we will get in the IDE as well. Let us run this program and see the result. Here you can see hydrogen is printed, lithium is not printed because continuous statement was there, and carbon is printed here because there was no continuous statement. So if we want to pass one specific element of the list, then we will use if condition with the continue, so that particular element will not be processed and it will move further. Let's go further and run another program. Yes, very interesting. We can not only use else with the if statement, it can also be used with the for statement as well. So let us observe this technique through a program. First, x will have the first value, and that is hydrogen, and it will print hydrogen. And then the second, and it will print. Then the third value, carbon, and it will print the third. But the fourth value is not there, so it will go to the else, and it will print reach end of the loop, the else. So we used else with the for, and let us see this through a program. This is that program, and let us run. But before that, I want to clear the screen so you have to observe it clearly. Run the statement, and I am writing this. Okay, all the elements are printed: hydrogen, lithium, carbon, and also the else at the end is also printed, that is reach the end of the loop. So not only you can use else with the if statement, you can also use it with the for statement in the for loop as well. The else statement will not be executed if there is a break statement. For this, let us consider this program. For x is equal to range in 1, so x will have the value of 0, and 0 is not equal to 2, so break will not be executed, and it will print 0. Then it will go to process the second element, and that is 1, and 1 is not equal to 1, the condition is false, so break will not be executed and it will print 1. In the third case, when it's reached to 2, then if 2 is equal to 2, yes, it is correct, break. So break doesn't mean that it will come to the else statement. When the for loop is broken by the break statement, then the else statement will not be executed and it will get out of the entire loop body. Let's run this program and see what we are having here. So let us run this program. Exactly, I wrote it in this just like it was in the slide, and it is printing a 0 and 1, and not the end of the loop is printed. So that is what I was saying, that if break statement is used with the else statement, so else statement will not be executed if the sequence is broken through the break statement, and that is what you are witnessing here. Let us observe another program with the pass statement in for loop. Remember that if for loop doesn't contain any statement, so it will return you an error message. You have this for loop for x in 0, 1, 2, but neither of the statement is there, neither print nor else nor break nor continue. So if for loop is empty, then it will return error message. To avoid this error message, use pass statement in the for loop. So write pass, and it will not give you the error message, and it will directly move to the next available statement after the for. I am not running this program because it will not give you anything. It will only give you a blank screen, so try by yourself. I am going to the nested loop, which is very important topic. Just like we were having nested if statement, and at that scenario we learned that an if statement inside another if statement is called nested if. Similar scenario is for nested for loop. A for loop inside another for loop is called nested for loop. The first loop is called outer loop, and the second loop, which is indented inside, is called inner loop. So let us understand this concept with the help of a diagram. You can see that there is a wheel which is here. This is a big wheel and this is a smaller wheel. I told you that for one iteration of outer loop, all the iterations of inner loop will be executed. It will rotate one time and it will rotate three times. So for one outer loop values, all the three values of the inner loop will be executed, and then it will go to the second iteration of the outer loop, and for that second iteration also the three inner loops iteration will be executed. So when this is completed, then it will go to the outer loop, and again for the next outer loop all the three iteration will be performed. Let's do this with the help of an example. I am writing here print list of all rounders. This is a simple statement I am giving, and then escape sequence is there next line. So it will leave an empty line and will go to the next line. Now in all rounders there are batsman, bowler and fielder. You must have to understand if player has to be declared as an all-rounder if he is a good batsman, is a good bowler, is a good fielder. Here I am writing the name of the players. So that is Shadab Khan, Fakhr Zaman and Iftikhar Ahmed. So for X in all-rounder, what is the first value of the X? It will be batsman. And for Y in player, what will be the first value of the player? That is Shardab Khan. So the value of X is batsman and the value of Y is Shadab Khan. So it will print batsman Shadab Khan. Then the value of this outer loop will not be executed until all these three players has been processed. So the next value will be Fakhr. Still the value of the outer loop, that is the value of X, will be batsman. So next it will print batsman and Fakhr Zaman. In the third iteration it will print batsman and Iftikhar Ahmed. Now all the three values are processed, so it will go to the outer loop and will take the next value, that is bowler. So now the value of the X will be bowler, and the first value again will start from the beginning, will be Shadab Khan. So bowler Shadab Khan, bowler Fakhr Zaman, bowler Iftikhar Ahmed, all processed. So it will go to take the next value, that is fielder. X will be fielder and Y will be Shadab Khan. X will be fielder and Y will be Fakhr Zaman. X will be fielder and Y will be Iftikhar Ahmed. When all the values of inner loops are processed for all the values of outer loop, so it will get out from the loop sequence and will print or perform the next available statement. Let us observe this program with the help of integrated development environment. This is a program which is nested loop, and I wrote print list of all rounders. All-rounders are batsman, bowler, and fielder. Shadab Khan, Fakhar Zaman, exactly in the same fashion. I'm not explaining it again, but let me clear the terminal so you can see the whole result. Right click and then run Python and run Python in. Now you can see that batsman is the value of X for first one, for second one, for third one, and the value of Y is processed as Shadab Khan, Fakhar Zaman, and Iftikhar Ahmad. So for one value of the outer loop, all the values of inner loop are executed. Then for the second value of outer loop, all the inner loop value will be executed. And you can see that the second value will be the bowler, and bowler Shadab Khan, bowler Fakhar Zaman, bowler Iftikhar Ahmad. Now all been processed, so it will move to the outer loop next value, that is fielder. X value will be fielder and X Shadab Khan Y. So fielder and Shadab Khan, fielder and Fakhar Zaman, and fielder Iftikhar Ahmad. So this is the concept of nested for loop. Remember that three loops can also be nested in one another. Similarly, four loops also, but as many loops you are nesting inside another loop, it will create confusion and will lead to a possible error, because the management of those loop statement you can see in two loops, one is the outer loop and one is the inner loop, is so difficult. So what will happen if there is a loop which contains three or four loops? So this was the concept of nested for loop, and with that we came to the end of the for loop. Thank you very much.